Hi guys, it's me, Felicia, Invisible Diva One, and I am just in the house from my walk outdoors today. And while I was walking, I was thinking about uh, the fact that I was walking. I was thinking about that and exercise and the progress that I'm making. When I first decided that I wanted to have bariatric surgery um, for the second time, it was because I had some things that happened in my life, and I had some things that were going on in my life, and the things that happened made me more aware of how unacceptable the things that were going on were. I had actually reached a point where I was pretty much a shut-in. I no longer went outside. I didn't go to family functions. I didn't go shopping. I stopped doing the outdoors things that I like to do. I I was pretty much just a shut-in. Any trips that I made outside of the house were absolutely necessary. I was either going to the doctor or I was making an attempt to pick up groceries. Grocery shopping had become such an ordeal, I actually had started supplementing the things that I purchased with things that I would buy online so that they would ship them to me. Because when I would try and stand and walk, I would have such lower back pain that I would end up using my shopping cart almost like a walker, leaning down forward over it, trying to alleviate some of the pain in my lower back while I was trying to shop, breathing heavy, sweating buckets, just trying to get this out of the way. It wasn't really about reading labels or checking anything. I was just grabbing what I thought I needed and trying to get the hell back home. Um, I was oxygen dependent. This is my portable oxygen tank and my little cannula. I used I used to use that whenever I left the house. Carried it on my shoulder, 2 to 4 liters of oxygen, depending on what type of exertion I was doing. Always. And it didn't take much to make me feel like I needed it. Just walking down the steps into the car was generally enough to make me turn that on. So as I walked up and down my block today, I was just struck by how far I'd come and how I'd managed to increase my ability just by doing little nothing things. I couldn't start off running a marathon. I couldn't start off walking for an hour on my treadmill. I couldn't even walk across the room without needing my inhaler. Seriously, I would get up to go to the restroom and I would need my inhaler at the end of that trip, and when I went back to wherever it was, I'd need my inhaler again. And when I decided that I needed to start making changes, one of the things that was so difficult for me was, I'm going to have to make exercise a part of my life, but how in the hell am I supposed to do that? I can't take 2 steps without feeling like I'm going to faint. What am I going to do? So I started doing little things in the house. Um, every hour, I would get up. I would just walk a circuit through my house, from the front room to the kitchen, through the side hall, back up to the front room. Just a few extra steps. And when I felt like I could do a little bit more, I started walking my little circuit, and I would open my back door and I'd walk up to the second floor and I'd walk back down. And I added that to my little walking routine. And they just those things didn't seem to me, even then, they didn't seem enough. They didn't seem like they were going to amount to anything, but I knew I couldn't just keep sitting. I had to do something. I had to move. So I did what I could, and over time, I could do a little bit more. And today, for me to walk 2 blocks down the street and then cross over and walk 2 more blocks back down to get back to my house is phenomenal. Doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but for me, that's huge. Throughout that whole walk, I did not have to use my inhaler. I did not have to stop. I did not need my oxygen. I and once I started off with 1 block, and then I increased it by 2 blocks. Every Monday, I try to push myself a little bit further physically, and on the treadmill, that means I increase my speed by 2.2. And when I'm outside, that means I try to walk an extra block. One of the things I'm trying to do is make it over to my mom's house on foot, and you know, it doesn't seem like a lot, and I see my neighbors watching me. I know they're like, "What the hell is she doing?" But it to me is huge, and I know that there are probably other people out there that are feeling just as much intimidated by the thought of exercise. And when it comes to exercise, that's a personal choice. It's not about you outdoing what you see the next person doing or what you see someone in a video doing. You can't judge what you can do based on what someone else can do. It's a very personal thing. If you can only take 10 steps, then you take those 10 steps and you keep on taking them until you feel like you can take 11. Then you move it up to 11. You do what you can. With exercise, for a lot of us that have been so sedentary and not moving a lot, and just out of shape, it's just as much about getting the commitment to do what you can as it is, you know, it's just as much about doing what you can as about what you do. You know, if you have to sort of change your mindset, and you have to get someplace that's comfortable for you, and it's kind of a hard thing to do, especially if you're not a huge fan of exercise, which as a general rule I am not. And that's all I wanted to say. It's just that's, I guess, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is you just have to make a commitment to do what you can for yourself as far as exercise is concerned. If you can be consistent with 10 steps, then you take your 10 steps. And if you keep doing just something consistently, you will get to the point where you can do more. I am nowhere near my mom's house. She stays 10 blocks. I'm 8 blocks off. But I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep pushing myself, and one day she's going to look up and she's going to see me on her porch without a car. And that's going to be awesome for me. And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to encourage anyone that might be thinking, that they can't do the exercise, um, that's expected of you when you have the surgery, because even the smallest things that you do, they still count. They still count. So you should just do what you can for yourself, and not worry about what anybody else is doing or thinking, because when you decide to take this trip, it really does become all about you. And I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop talking now. This, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.